I'm Joe Crump, and I've been investing for almost 40 years. Every day people ask me, how do I get started investing in real estate? And my answer depends on their answers to the following questions. First, do you have money to invest, and how much? They say you need money to make money, but I say if you can't make money with no money, you probably can't make money with money. I suggest that everyone learn how to do zero down and no money down strategies. They'll teach you how to buy a property properly and keep your risk to a bare minimum. They also don't require good credit. I start all my mentor students by teaching them my zero down structure hierarchy. Once you understand the 5 basic zero down structures, you can make an offer on any property. The beauty of zero down structures is that there's no risk to you, to the seller, or to anyone in the transaction. The worst that can happen is that nothing happens, that the deal just falls apart. But money isn't lost and credit isn't damaged. By doing deals this way, you learn what makes a good deal and what a good deal is, and how to make money on it. You also learn how to talk to sellers and help them understand why it makes sense for them and how they can often make more money by selling it to you this way than by selling it using a realtor or other conventional means. If you have a few $1,000s to invest, go back to my zero down strategies. But if you have a couple $100,000, that changes the equation. It's always easier to buy property if you have cash to spend, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's easier to make money. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't purchase right, you won't make money. If you have no experience buying real estate, but you have a lot of money to invest, then it makes sense to bring in an experienced investor. I have a program called the GRS program. It stands for Get Rich Slow. You can find out more about this Done For You program at this, or maybe it's down here, jr4.co/done4you. It's a complete turnkey program where we do everything for you and create a passive income source for you with real estate. Our goal with this program is to take $200,000 and turn it into $100,000 passive net income annually after 15 years. We also want to turn that $200,000 into $1.5 million of equity in that same period of time. Now, we can scale the system with just about any amount of money that you might want to invest. With this program, it's based on the idea of if you wait, you will win. That's the lovely part of real estate, especially in the areas we buy. As time passes, it goes up in value. We find the best properties for you and get them properly filled and managed so that we can help you accomplish these financial goals. But you don't have to use us. If you have experience and know someone or have a family member who has money they want to invest, you can invest that money for them or partner with them or bring them to us. We'll make sure your people are covered. But one word of warning, don't invest friends and family money unless you know what you're doing. Do not lose their money. It's better to learn how to do it yourself before you take on other people's money. The second question I ask newbie investors is, do you have good credit? If you have good credit, you can get loans, DSCR loans, conventional loans, FHA loans, et cetera, et cetera. But all these loans require different amounts of down payment, anywhere from 3% down to 40 to 50% down, depending on the type of loan and whether they are recourse loans or non-recourse loans. Non-recourse loans being the kind of loans you use if you're investing self-directed IRA money. Many of these loans can be quite expensive. Investor loans typically cost more than owner-occupied loans, and they often require more down payment. It's not uncommon for a DSCR loan, that stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio, by the way. Those loans are mostly based on the income of the property, but they often have 15% in loan costs after you figure in prepaids, closing costs, points, origination fees, appraisals, inspection, all those fees to purchase the property. We're going to run around that amount when you purchase the property. So the list of costs sometimes seems endless on these types of loans. If you use the BRRRR method, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat, you might only get 65% of the appraised value when you do a cash out refinance, even with an 80% LTV DSCR loan because of the cost of the loan. This doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. You just have to know how to run the numbers right and find good deals, which can be challenging to do consistently in a seller's market. My next question was, have you ever bought real estate before? If you have no experience, you want to buy properties with the least level of risk. When we make offers on properties, we always add contingencies to the offer so that we can back out of the deal at the last minute if we want to. Every offer we make essentially says, I'll take it unless I change my mind. Of course, we don't use that exact verbiage. Having contingencies allows us to make offers quickly without much due diligence. If we find a problem, we can back out without cost or legal consequences. Not doing due diligence on every offer you make saves an enormous amount of time and effort. All this takes experience and skill, but it's all a learnable skill. The more experience you have, the more likely it is that you'll know how to deal with problems as they arise. Every 2 weeks, I get on a conference call with my mentor students, and we spend most of the time talking about the deals they're currently working on. We talk about the conversations they're having with sellers. We talk about what the seller wants and what's going to be profitable for the investor. We look for ways to make those deals work so my student can go back to those sellers, answer their objections, and make offers that make sense. And an offer that makes sense is an offer that solves the seller's problem. And that problem is always one of two things, need or greed. They either don't have many other options, need, or they want to make more money, greed. We can help them do both. When those offers come together, my students make money. And sometimes the solutions that we have to come up with are rather complex. Having experienced investors on these calls makes all the difference because we can bat around ideas until we find ones that are going to be profitable. And honestly, we don't always come up with a perfect idea when the question first arises. Sometimes we have to hash through it until we find a solution. Just last week, we were talking about a very complex deal for about 20 minutes before I came up with what eventually we realized was the obvious solution, a solution that didn't occur to me until we thought through it and had gotten more information about what was going on. These Zoom calls with my mentor students are a lot of fun, and we have a great time and some good laughs, and we learn a lot about investing while we help each other. We also find ways that we can work together to make money together, and that's when it gets exciting. The things I'm most proud of with my group is their level of caring and compassion for each other. Everyone is there to help in any way they can. Everyone wants their fellow investors to succeed. When someone comes on a call with the success story, which happens on a lot of the calls, we all get excited for each other because we know what it means to make a chunk of money like this and how it eventually changes your life. One of the most important things you can do is create a mastermind of competent real estate investors who you can talk with. It's the most important thing I did to become successful. Nothing is more important. So find that group for yourself, whether you work with me or my group or with some other group like a local RIA. As you mature as an investor, you make more money on the deals you do, and you make more deals in less time. So you end up making higher and higher income for the amount of time that you put into them. You also learn to automate most of the work and outsource the work you can't automate. We use the AutoMarketer to do this, by the way. You can find out more about my automation systems at pushbuttonautomarketer.com. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and it still is enormously helpful for me to throw out a deal to my group and talk through it with them. It gives me the opportunity to teach them about the deals I'm working on, but it also helps me refine the ways I'm thinking about it. Many of the teachings and the techniques that I teach my mentor students today were originated when a student of mine gave something a try, something that I may have said, that probably won't work. And they did it anyway, and it did work. When that happens, we start to integrate it into the system that we use every day. Experience, not just your own, but your fellow investors' experience, makes all the difference. The fourth question I ask people who want to know how to get started as a real estate investor is, are you looking for short-term money so you can support yourself and build a business, or are you looking for a long-term passive investment? Do you need money today, or can you wait? Most of my mentor students need money today. They want to build a business and quit their current job. They want to turn their life around and have regular, reliable, massive income. They want to have control of their time and not have a boss. That means they need money now. I teach those folks how to buy and sell properties without using cash or credit and make quick chunks of cash. We use a system I've talked about in other videos that I call the for rent method. There's a lot of nuance to my system, but it's basically flipping lease options. We learn how to structure these deals, how to find them, how to talk to the sellers, how to find buyers, and how to make quick money, typically within 3 or 4 weeks. There are other zero-down structures that can also make you money fast. There are also ways to invest your cash and flip properties by doing rehabs. This requires more risk and more skill and more time, but it's also been very profitable for me and my students. These are all active forms of investing as opposed to passive investing. Once you get regular income coming in by creating a constant stream of these types of deals using an automated marketing plan like the Auto Marketer, then you want to start building your portfolio for your long-term investments. Flipping properties makes you money you can live on now, and that's great. But holding properties for the long term is what makes you rich. Most people do it in that order. Make money quick now, and then start keeping the properties to build their portfolio over time. But some folks, especially high income earners who have money to invest, or people who have inherited money, who don't have the time to build a business and don't necessarily need the income to live on because they have another source of income, those are the folks that should buy properties for the long term. That's what our GRS program is all about. We do everything for you. So that brings me to the fifth question I ask folks who want to know how to get started investing in real estate. Are you looking for a passive investment, or do you want to build a business where you are involved? Most people do it in this order. First, make quick money now, and then start keeping properties to build a portfolio over time. That's how I teach my mentor students to do it, and that's how I personally did it. But some people, especially high-income earners who have money to invest, don't have the time to build a business and don't necessarily need the income to live on because they have another high-paying job. Those are the folks that should buy properties for the long term. That's what our Get Rich Slow, our GRS program, is all about. We do everything for you. I have a program for both of these types of people. If you want to build a business, my mentor program will show you every detail about how to put together a business that'll feed you for the rest of your life. You can find out more about my 6-month mentor program at zerodowninvesting.com. If you want to invest money that you have, I'll show you how to leverage that investment so you get a 25 to 45% return on your money. And I'll show you how to do it 100% passive. Here's a link to find out more about my Done For You program, jr4.co/done-for-you. Well, there you have it, a complete beginner's guide to starting your real estate investing journey. If you found this video helpful and you'd like me to make more of them, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips and strategies on real estate investing. You can also subscribe to my free email newsletter. I send out information, tips, and deals to this list that I don't send out to anyone else. Just go to my blog and sign in at joecrumpblog.com. When you're on my blog, you can explore 1,000 training videos I've created, and it's all free. I've been doing this a long time. You can also watch a few hundred case studies of my past students, many who have now become multimillionaires. They don't just tell you how wonderful I am, they tell you how they made money, how they structured their deals, how long it took, the struggles they faced, and the successes that they had. They always inspire me and make me remember why I got into this business of teaching. One last thing I want to leave you with as an investor. You should always try to be the most ethical person in the room. Take care of your buyers and sellers and employees like they were your family. All right, take care.